Hey everyone, JJ here, and we are going to take another look at the Wheel of Time teaser trailer. This time we've been looking at the shots we got of Emond's Field. Here we're starting off with the first look of Emond's Field that we get from the teaser trailer, and essentially it is of Emond's Field with what I'm assuming is the One Spring Inn, and we've got a couple of, they look sort of like sheds almost. They're not really buildings as such. And I'm pretty sure this one here is a building, but those two are just more sheds. Now, one thing I really find I do want to raise here is the roofing material. It's all tiled. The One Spring Inn, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be tiled, but the rest of these buildings really should be made out of thatch if you're going to go book accurate. Now, it's not too big of an issue. They have cast Sembue, who is a thatcher who lives in Emond's Field, and due to that fact, a lot of these roofs are meant to be made out of thatch. But not a big deal. Where it does become a concern, and I'm going to say there's going to be a short spoiler warning here for the rest of the duration of this picture, and that is that after about a few books in, so this is probably about 2 seasons down the track if I was to guess, but a few books in, after the Shadow Rising, Perrin comes back to Emond's Field, so probably about book 5 or book 6, this is going to happen, where Perrin comes back to Emond's Field, he defends it from Trollocs, and then after that, refugees start coming into Emond's Field, and this is an important detail, is because one of the whole idea of this is we get a roof tiler that comes into Emond's Field and starts and a lot of houses being constructed during this time because there's so many refugees coming in, and you're supposed to see a difference between the old and the new. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be with the roof tiles. I reckon they could easily make a change and do different roofing styles or just different building styles for the old and the new, and I think they'll work just as well. So aside from that, opening shop looks great. Looks like a town village. Small town village. Perfect. It's nothing else wrong with it except for that, which is really wrong. It's just could be better. Next screenshot is the One Spring Inn, and here it's all almost, well, I'm assuming it's the One Spring Inn. It is a very packed, so it's letting me to believe that there's going to be a different storyline than usual, with possibly instead of Rand maybe going home from Winter's Night, or maybe this is just before Rand leaves to go home from Winter's Night. They're sort of it's really full. It's One Spring Inn. It's not really meant to be this full. So it's pretty much looks like the whole village is here. So it's really not so much a big deal. A little bit, but yeah, not too bad. And then the next. And we've got Egwene walking in through the doors, not even over here. Only reason why I included this was because we have the two houses, and it's showing sort of like an unstructured sort of arrangement of the houses in the village, where you've got a house facing north-south and a house facing east-west, with this one being, I'm assuming north-south, just based on the shadows, and the other one being east-west. The next one is the Murdrel, walking to the village at night. I'm just going to ignore the Murdrel here and talk about how it's empty for a village. 100% makes sense for a village to be empty. Now keep in mind, this pretty sure it's supposed to be Winter's Night, so I think there are meant to be a fire going on. I can't really remember. It's been a while since I've read Eye of the World, but you got heaps of lights on in the inn, so I'm assuming most people are still in the inn. someone in this building here. There's a lot on here which I don't really get, and no lights on this side. Because that really, we established earlier, most likely a shed because it's open. But yeah, it's the lighting here. Not really sure why someone would be in there, especially if it was winter night. But yeah, it's mostly one spring in, so it really does uphold. And here we have the channeling. Now, one thing I will say, where'd the rain go? Aside from that, this could really be 2 different nights. Now, for all we know, actually, this could be more rain. I kind of actually do believe it is because it's raining when she walks in the door in another scene. We don't know that's Moraine then, but I would assume so. Other than that, this is far shot winter's night. Fires going on. Tree on fire. Channeling. Not much to say here. A big backdrop of mountains of mist in the background, which is great because we know the mountains of mist are actually in the background. Big open square, and yeah, I can't fault it. The amount of houses feel right. I feel like they should be a little bit more spread out, but it's not a huge concern. I can understand the act of clustering them, so not a big deal. And here up close, we get I think the closest shot of the front of the Wine Spring Inn. If that is the Wine Spring Inn, it might not be. But yeah, nice close look at the front of the houses. They do have, I think you recall them laurel leaves. I might be mistaken, but you got the reefs there, symbolic for winter's night. It looks like these sort of paper lanterns, which is, I find an interesting choice, but cool, nothing wrong with it. And then we got this big shot here, which is a great shot. Now it is Emond's Field, and I do like that we can actually see Trollocs here. And I gotta say, they do this. I think it might even be an oversight, but they do actually look. They do have that sort of human. You can tell that straight away they're not human when you look at them, but they do have that human sort of feel as well, which is great. But we're not talking about Trollocs today. Emond's Field, and the reason why I include this shot is I wanted to compare it to this one here. Now, I originally did say that this shot was not Emond's Field. I don't really agree with that anymore. I'm not too certain. It could be, it could not be. One thing I will say is tree here. No tree here, but it could be easy as saying there are, where is the screenshot I'm looking for? They could be further down this way. Simple. Other than that, looks like Rand's there, so if it was Tinker's, Rand wouldn't be there. And if I was to guess, that's Sembui, but I could be wrong on that one. But if we look at the clothing, very, very similar clothing to what people are wearing here. So you got the blue, you got the reds, you got the greens. I don't really see a big difference between them. So, very could really well be the case that they are. This isn't the Tinkers. This is actually Emond's Field on winter's night. And they're having a dance, and they got these lanterns again. So, which we did see over here. There's the same sort of lantern. So, why one would it not be Emond's Field? So I am going to be keep looking into this one a bit more, but I'm pretty sure now that this is actually Emond's Field. Although I did originally say it wasn't, I could be wrong, and this could very well still be the Tinkers, but Emond's Field, I'm pretty sure it is. and more fighting. Not much really to say about these. They're just some extra clips I sort of grabbed, but overall, that is everything we've really seen from Emond's Field. From Emond's Field in the Two Rivers, and I gotta say, can't really fault what we're seeing. Everything feels right. It fits. Well, not much really I can say wrong about it. We did have there is the issue of the roof tiles, but it's not a major concern. Overall, the aesthetic and feel is great. And yeah, that is Emond's Field from the Two Rivers. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, please do consider leaving a comment or a like. I would love to hear feedback or your opinions on what Emond's Field looks like and your expectations from reading the book if you are a reader. And yeah, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you. Bye bye.